We have a major update on the Jrue Holiday situation in Portland. According to multiple NBA insiders, they're linking the New York Knicks to Jrue Holiday. We're going to break down exactly how many NBA insiders are linking the Knicks to Jrue Holiday, what the reports are stating, and why one NBA insider believes that if the New York Knicks trade for Jrue Holiday, it will be a very painful trade for the New York Knicks. We're going to break down this and so much more today. Let's get started. Jrue Holiday has been linked to the New York Knicks by multiple NBA insiders. Not just one, not just two, not just three, 4+ NBA insiders have linked the New York Knicks to the Jrue Holiday situation in Portland. That's how many insiders have done it so far. And as we continue with the days going by, I suspect even more NBA league sources and insiders are going to report similar things. This was first reported, at least for me, by Bleacher Report, who stated that Jrue Holiday has been linked to the Knicks and the Pacers since the Damian Lillard deal went down. And according to Zach Lowe of ESPN, he states that two under-the-radar teams to watch are the Knicks and the Pacers, who are expected to have at least some level of interest in acquiring him. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, he reported on Wednesday that the Portland Trail Blazers are expected to immediately engage contending teams on trade talks to move on from Jrue Holiday, adding that they are committed to their current group of young guards. Massive updates here from ESPN's own Adrian Wojnarowski and Zach Lowe, telling us that the two teams that are interested in him right now and that are under the radar are the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. Not only that, as soon as Portland got Jrue Holiday, they immediately started having conversations with contending teams to see how they could move on from Jrue Holiday. And that means a lot. That means as soon as they got him, they knew he was not a piece for their future. They didn't even want his veteran presence. They didn't want that contract. They didn't want his age. They didn't want the fact that potentially he can retire after his contract ends. All of those factors had Portland out on Jrue Holiday. And that could mean good news for a couple of teams that are looking to add him, especially if they feel that Holiday is the missing piece for them to compete for a championship. However, New York and Indiana may not be the only teams after Holiday. The Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers, Chicago Bulls, and the Miami Heat have all been linked to Holiday over the last 24 hours, according to Bleacher Report. But according to more NBA insiders in Fred Katz, he actually states that he would be surprised if the New York Knicks didn't actually even call or go after Jrue Holiday. According to Fred Katz from The Athletic, he states that he would be surprised if the New York Knicks didn't look into Holiday. They do their due diligence on any all-star who hits the trade market. Holiday is a coach's dream, especially this coach. I absolutely agree with Fred Katz here. Not only is Fred Katz another NBA insider linking a New York Knicks to Jrue Holiday, but he makes a very good point. If you could build a prototypical Tom Thibodeau guy, once you're done, it would likely look like Jrue Holiday. Defensive-minded guard, check. Playmaker, check. Scorer, check. Winner, check. Champion, check. He is a Tom Thibodeau guy through and through, so I absolutely believe the New York Knicks will call and have some type of interest in adding Jrue Holiday. Whether they add him or not is going to be what the Portland Trail Blazers want back from the Knicks, but I can say as of right now, I agree with Fred Katz. It would shock me if they didn't at least call to see what it would take to get Jrue Holiday on the New York Knicks team. Because to Fred Katz's point, anytime an all-star or star hits the market, the Knicks are going to do their due diligence to call and see what it would take to get that star on their team. If for nothing else, to understand value around the league. Because if Jrue Holiday's value is here, then maybe they can estimate that a guy like Embiid's value is maybe here or something like that. It does help understand and evaluate talent and their value across the league. So I wanted to mention that. Oh, but we're not done yet, folks. Another NBA insider from The Athletic, in Mike Volkanoff, also stated that he believes the New York Knicks will likely pursue Jrue Holiday. He states the following: "This might be a good litmus test of how much juice Tom Thibodeau has with Leon Rose. As you said, this is like a player dropping out of Thibs' idea of basketball heaven. An outstanding guard who can cause havoc defensively and still has value on offense. That just screams Thibs. Now, should they? After much hemming and hawing, I think the answer is yes. Shout out to Mike Volkanoff as well from The Athletic giving us this update and his thoughts. Again, another NBA insider, that's 4, who believes that the New York Knicks will pursue Jrue Holiday, and they think that it's a good fit for Jrue Holiday to join the New York Knicks. Not only because of the backcourt he creates with Jalen Brunson, but because of the coach and who the coach is. Defensive-minded coach like Tom Thibodeau. Using Jrue Holiday absolutely sounds like a match made in heaven for the two of them. Whether or not that happens, though, depends on cost. And if we're looking at cost, look no further than Chris Mannix from NBC Sports, who reported the following about Portland's asking price for Holiday, stating that it was steep. According to him, he states the following: "My early read of the landscape is that it's probably going to cost 2 first-round picks to get Jrue Holiday. It's going to at least cost 1 first-rounder and potentially a blue-chip type prospect that fits into the rebuild in Portland." That is a lot to ask for a player in Jrue Holiday, who is 33, going to make $37 million, has a player option on his contract. But not only that, in a recent interview that he had before he was traded, he said he wanted to end his career with Milwaukee and that he potentially may want to retire once his current contract ends. All of the leverage that Portland has is basically gone. They may want this. They may want that steep price of at least 2 first-round picks, protected or not. But I don't see any team being able to give them that package, given all of the factors that I just mentioned with Jrue Holiday. His age, his contract, his player options, his comments about potentially wanting to retire. All of these things are factors in why the New York Knicks may not give up significant assets for him. And not only the Knicks, it may be why no NBA team gives up significant assets for Holiday. Because why would you want to do that when you don't have a guarantee that he's going to stay with your team? He potentially could be a rental. He could potentially retire. And going back to NBA insider Mike Volkanoff's comments about Jrue Holiday and the Knicks, he stated that it may be painful for the Knicks to get Jrue Holiday because it probably will cost them R.J. Barrett and likely Evan Fournier as well too to make the money work. But if it's going to cost R.J. Barrett 2 first-round picks, protected or not, and all of these assets for Jrue Holiday, the New York Knicks are not going to play ball and they're not going to make that trade. Not only them, if this is going to be the asking price for every single team around the league, they're not going to get anybody to pick up Jrue Holiday because nobody around the league is going to give up significant assets for a player like Jrue Holiday because there's not going to be any NBA team in this league today that's going to give up significant assets for Jrue Holiday given everything that we've mentioned about him thus far. It just wouldn't make sense for him. He's a great player. He definitely can add to any team. He makes any team he goes to better. The problem is really age, money, player options in terms of his contract, and also his comments about retiring. All of those things are playing a part here, and that's why it's lowering his value. He may be a great player. He may be an all-star. He may help a contender push it past the level and win a chip. But it doesn't matter because of everything we just talked about, his value is lowered. And because of that, the Portland Trail Blazers are likely not going to get that steep asking price that they're looking for. But does that mean that they're not going to get anything significant? I don't think so. I think some contending team will give up some significant piece in order to get Jrue Holiday. I don't know if it's going to be a first-round pick. I don't know if it's going to be a young prospect player, but I know one contending team will likely do that to get Jrue Holiday on their team. So the Portland Trail Blazers might get lucky in that point. But I don't think they're going to get anything close to 2 unprotected first-round picks. Maybe protected picks, but I don't even know what team would do that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens as we move forward in the next couple of days. But I absolutely agree with a lot of these insiders. I think the New York Knicks will go after Jrue Holiday. They will pursue him. They will call Portland and ask how much it would take to get him on the New York Knicks. But whether a deal gets done really depends on what the nature of the deal is and what they're asking for. But if it's a steep asking price, Leon Rose and company are bowing out and he's not going to be a New York Knick. And I can speak for some of the fan base when I say some of the fans would be happy about that. But I think some of the fans wouldn't be because they recognize what a Jrue Holiday and Jalen Brunson backcourt could potentially mean and do for the Eastern Conference. But what about you guys? Let me know in the comments below if you would want the New York Knicks to give up significant assets as is illustrated in this article here. Would you want the New York Knicks to give up significant assets to get Jrue? Or like me, do you want them to not give up significant assets to get Jrue and only get him on the cheap? Let me know in the comments below, because honestly, guys, I would love to hear from you. But until next time, don't forget to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and if you love content like this, please, guys, hit that subscribe button. It really, truly means a lot. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.